February 14th, 1884, Theodore Roosevelt lost both his mother and his young wife in the same house only hours apart. His wife, Alice Hathaway Lee Roosevelt, had given birth to their daughter just 2 days earlier. After her health suddenly failed, she died at only 22 years old. That night, Roosevelt drew a large black X in his diary and wrote, "The light has gone out of my life." After that, he rarely spoke of Alice again. He buried himself in work and politics and hunting and adventure ranching. He became known as a man who charged straight into difficulty, but there was one subject he continued to avoid. Their newborn daughter was also named Alice after her mother, and when she later asked questions about her mother, Roosevelt refused to discuss her mother with her. The man who could face wild animals and enemy fire and fierce political opposition could not bring himself to face the pain inside his own heart. Sometimes the strongest looking person in the room is still avoiding the very thing God is trying to deal with in his life. Psalm 27, verses 7 through 9. Hear, O Lord, when I cry with my voice. Have mercy also upon me, and answer me. When thou saidest, seek ye my face, my heart said unto thee, thy face, Lord, will I seek. Hide not thy face far from me. Put not thy servant away in anger. Thou hast been my help. Leave me not, neither forsake me, O God of my salvation. God said, seek ye my face. David answered, thy face, Lord, will I seek. God called. David responded. No excuses, no delay, no pretending he had not heard. Can I tell you, God is still calling his people closer, but many believers keep backing away. God puts his finger on an attitude and we change the subject. God exposes bitterness and we explain why we deserve to be bitter. He confronts compromise and we rename it personal preference. He reveals pride and we defend ourselves. He calls us back to prayer and we just stay busy. He calls us into his word, but we keep scrolling. He calls us to forgive, confess, surrender, and obey, but we keep avoiding the issue. We say we want revival, but we do not want God touching the areas that we have decided are off limits. You cannot seek God's face while holding half of your own heart. David did not say, Lord, you may have everything except this. He said, thy face, Lord, will I seek. Seeking God's face means letting God search yours. It means allowing him to expose the resentment behind your smile, the pride behind your excuses, the fear behind your anger, the compromise behind your secrecy, the rebellion behind your delay. Some believers have been running from the same conviction for years. They know what God has said. They know what needs to change. They know what must be confessed. They know which wrong needs to be made right. They know which habit needs to die. They know what God has been dealing with them about time and time and time again. But they keep waiting for another sermon, another sign, another feeling, or an easier time. How many times does God have to call you before you answer? Delayed obedience is not spiritual caution. It's disobedience wearing a respectable outfit, right? Stop asking God to speak while ignoring what he's already said. Stop praying for direction when you have not obeyed his last instruction. Stop calling it confusion when the truth is that you do not like the answer. God said, seek ye my face. Your heart must answer, thy face, Lord, will I seek. Face what you have avoided. Confess what you've defended. Obey what you've delayed. God is not calling you closer to destroy you. He's calling you closer because the distance is destroying you. Today's challenge, name one thing God has been dealing with you about that you keep avoiding. Stop explaining it. Stop postponing it. Obey him today. The victory thought of the day. Stop asking God to speak when you're still ignoring the last thing that he said to you.